What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Episode 97 in the mix, big baby. Before we get started, you know what time it is. I am your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on, y'all? If you're not already, go ahead and hit the follow on ThugBirdz, ThugDao, as well as ThugPod. If you got yourself an iPhone and or an Android, do yourself a favor and download the FTX app today and stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Without further ado, we got a special guest, Birdman in the mix, the owner of the ThugBirdz. And without further ado, let's get to it. All righty, Birdman. And we are live and direct after, the 15 minutes of, lateness with your boy Gaddis TV. I'll be real with it as always. So first off, thanks for coming on and taking some time out of your mid-morning. Because for people that don't know, it's about 12:30-ish. Where you're at, so I appreciate it, big dog.
Good to see you again, Gaddis. Thanks for having me on.
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's been a minute. For people that don't know, kind of like I told you, it's gonna be in general, in depth on ThugBirdz. You know what I mean? Nothing, I guess, crazy harsh, but at the same time, just asking what's going on with the questions that everyone's gonna be asking. So, first off, to tell people that what ThugBirdz is for them, the new person that might be coming into the space, or they just found out what the hell is going on with the slow pack and they're looking on YouTube right now and looking on something like that. What is ThugBirdz really quick? When did you make it? What was your thoughts of it? What is ThugBirdz on the Solana blockchain?
Okay, so yeah, ThugBirdz is one of the early projects on Solana. Started working on it, I think, around this time last year. We minted on the 28th of August, our second mint. So it's almost creeping up on a year that ThugBirdz has been launched. And yeah, it's just a project that I kind of started. I was 21 at the time, at university. I started this project really with no expectations. I just wanted to learn about the Metaplex and kind of minting NFTs and stuff, and just decided to experiment with the project, and it kind of just took off, We grew super quickly. A massive community formed. Oh, not massive, it's a relatively small community, but super strong community formed. People like yourself started making, things on top of the original NFT kind of project, additional products or maybe not products, but like services, I guess, or additional projects. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. There's been many ups and many downs. But I still believe ThugBirdz is one of the main projects on Solana that has super brand potential. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been focusing on. I've taken some time out of the traditional kind of NFT world, quote unquote, being super plugged into Discord and Twitter, as I was for about, I don't know, 9 months of my life. And yeah, it kind of wore me out. It became this kind of echo chamber of screaming and shouting, kind of, I felt like. Saw this tweet the other day. Someone said like DAO stands for dudes arguing online. And it's kind of true. It's like dudes are just arguing online. Even if that's not just the ThugBirdz DAO, it's just like all these kind of communities and stuff became a little bit toxic. It's like the bear market, vibes. Is not as positive as it was when ThugBirdz launched. And so yeah, just for my own kind of process, I needed some mental clarity. And so I kind of just plugged out and figured short term maybe that has a damaging effect on the project, but long term it's going to give us the best shot at making something really sick, because yeah, I think I know it's cool for the brand. I'd always kind of tried to outsource work to the DAO. So we would come up with an idea for like a label, and we would kind of give that idea to some of the members in the DAO to kind of run. And that model, although we tried it on many different projects, kind of never worked. Never worked super well. So what I really realized after a while was that, like, okay, if something is gonna be developed for ThugBirdz, the only person that can do you know, something quickly is gonna be me. So yeah, it kind of became this opportunity for me to try be more creative again, like, you know, in creative mode as I was this time last year. And yeah, super happy with progress. Now is the 7th of August. So we're about 1 month into our 3 month super sprint of like getting a lot of shit done. So I actually kind of set this date with Terps and them like 28 September. Well, now it's 30 September. It's got moved. That's gonna kind of be the day where, you know, a lot of ThugBirdz is gonna see what we've been working on and what I've kind of got in store. I think ThugBirdz as a project is gonna exist well beyond 1 year and into 10, 20, maybe 30 years. And so if I'm looking at it on that time scale, us being 1 year in and kind of now figuring out what we want to do, I think that's still pretty reasonable, right? It's like 1 year old for a project is really not that long. Had a super quick start, and you know, to some extent, it was quicker than it should have been. And it was just basically at the time, you know, crazy timing. So we got a super pump. Nevertheless, that, you know, kind of the dip in price kind of created this cool thing where, you know, the true believers kind of stayed behind and started forming this DAO, which is now, you know, finally getting some good ideas going and some good traction in their developments and organization and everything. So yeah, I guess I think in a process like this, no one knows what's going on. Everyone's trying to just look forward and pick the best option and make the best out of this. We can dwell on the past and, you know, would have, could have, should have, always. Hindsight will be 2020, but I think, yes, ThugBirdz being pioneers, it comes with, you know, bumping our heads. It's kind of part of the process. And you know, you can look in history, many successful projects kind of for a long time struggled and bumped its head until it finally found something that fit really well with, you know, with what the mission kind of was, and then it would kind of take off. So
No,
I
100%.
think, yeah, ThugBirdz is still, you know, in its very youthful stage, and I mean, I'm never gonna stop pumping ThugBirdz. I don't think. I think I'll always have, you know, no matter what other projects I'm busy with, I think I'll always have, you know, some involvement with ThugBirdz. And yeah, we got something pretty awesome planned for the end of September. So yeah, I hope all the birds are gonna be pumped to see what's coming.
Nice. With the, I guess with the inception of ThugBirdz, because again, like you said, it's almost been about a year now. Realistically, what was your thoughts when you were making it back into your computer? You know what I mean? Like you said, you were in university, things like that. Realistically, what was your thought? Hey, I'm gonna make this. You know, the ThugBirdz. I'm gonna make, you know, all the stuff with music. You know, Nas, Biggie, all these other things. What did you expect at that time of ThugBirdz to be? Did you expect people like, you know, New Money saying, hey, we're going to see what we can do about a label? People like myself saying, hey, Thug, I want to make a podcast, you know, for the ThugBird podcast, things like that. You know, what was your real thoughts? You know what I mean? When you made it, when you're doing all the coding and making things like that, what was your thoughts then at that time compared to now? Like, did those things, the label happen because, like you said, the Discord was pushy and people were like, oh, hey, when you do this, when you do this, like, or what were your thoughts back when it was you and maybe your boy or two, or even if it was just yourself, behind the computer coding away, making the stuff. What was your vision then, and how has it changed compared to now?
Yeah, so very at the very early stages, my vision was kind of, I didn't really have a vision at all. It was just I simply wanted to do this project to learn. And in fact, like it was kind of a me poking fun at the NFT world, to be like, man, this is ridiculous. Like, look, I can make up an NFT. Like, everyone's kind of like, man, I can do this. So I was kind of like that too. I was like, man, I can make this. And then I just like made it, and yeah, like then what transpired, given the full pump of, everything changed, my life along with many other lives, I feel like. Um, and, that kind of made me sit back and think like, okay, what's going on? Like I then dropped out of university and kind of went full uh head first dive into all of this stuff. And yeah, I would say then what kind of evolved out of this vision, uh so like the community set the initial kind of the culture of, this project. So the whole music thing was pushed by community members, like, you know, merch and stuff was done by community members, streetwear, like hoodies and whatever. Um, and so, yeah, I think the vision that kind of evolved from my perspective was to make ThugBirdz into this like lifestyle kind of brand. You get that term a lot, from certain NFTs. It kind of became a meta at some point. But turns out that's pretty hard to do. And so we had all these grand ideas, like a decentralized music label. Um, we wanted to make fire merch. We wanted to do, a bunch of stuff. And all of these projects kind of fell flat, for many reasons. There's no point in arguing about why. When is it they did fall flat. Um, I think a contributing reason to many of these projects falling flat, and something that I've really now learned. So, and I'm not in like physical proximity to someone that I'm like working with. I did not realize this. So like, yeah, my productivity goes down a lot, or like my working kind of communication between someone who's right next to me and who can listen to me, like speak to them, right next to me, versus someone who's in America or someone who's in Europe. Even if it's on the same time zone, even if it's someone that's super available, that can be on a video call every now and then. It's like the bandwidth of communication is much smaller. And so, yeah, all these teams that were kind of working, and I should have managed to, ship a lot of more stuff. Um, I just couldn't manage it because, yeah, working online for me like that is just not, I don't know, I just can't do it. But in person, as I have now a team of like 4 or 5 guys who are around me in person. Um, that has kind of changed the game for me. So, um, yeah, it's
The question I'll ask, because it's going to go on YouTube, the regular Spotify stuff, how it always is. Of course, Beware Witcher. There are some haters in general and stuff like that. Like, one, first off, has it helped your, I guess, mental state in that essence of it, being out of Discord in that sense of it? And then two, how has that personal team, that connection, like you said, like being a face to face compared to the bandwidth? Because again, like I told you before, I'm gonna go live on this. Like, I'll be devil advocate on everything, because there's one thing to see someone in person, and there's two, a separate thing to trust. hey, Gaddis, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars or this or that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, again, I might be a good person, but we'll be real. We know there's some fuck people out there. You know what I mean? So, one,
Good.
do you think it
Yes.
has no 100%? I mean, I met you in Miami. I told you as well, like I said before, like, bro, you're young, you're getting it. You know what I mean? People are gonna be trying to get it from you in every little which ways, scanny ways, bullshit ways, proper ways. At the same time, just make sure you are you, and hopefully, you know what I mean. People see it in that essence of it. So, do you think that break from Discord, like you said, is good for the sense of we'll get to it in I guess in a second with the DAO? I mean, people seeing like some of the posts on Twitter being like, hey, some people aren't as happy like with you in the project, things like that. But do you think that part of the time of you not being in Discord is worth it from, like you said, like what you got going on now and where you see the bigger brand is on the ThugBirdz, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, like the Discord is like a full-time job. So if you you're like doing customer service, it's kind of like imagine Jeff Bezos. I'm not comparing myself to Jeff, but it's like he's not like on customer service, like manually, like fixing like shit that went wrong, right? There's a hierarchy of kind of roles. So yeah, at my own expense, I kind of spent a lot of time in Discord for a long time because I felt good about it. Like I felt good about connecting with the community and getting, super like personal with communication and talking to them a lot and whatever. Um, and that's fun for a while, but eventually at some point when you need to start getting like work done, you can't be on Twitter Spaces like 5 hours a day, and you can't be on Twitter all the rest of the time, and then on Discord the rest of the time. And like my
I
Discord
gotta
use was
ask you the question
getting,
on this because people, the Twitter people, everyone's gonna ask, how come Frank can do it type ordeal. Listen, and I've never talked to the guy anything like that, but you know damn well. Listen, again, yes, I'm ThugBird podcast and everything like that, but you know damn well how YouTube is and everything else like that. People like that do it consistent compared to that. Is it because again, like he probably has a team because from what I've heard, he's in Cali, things like that, has a team that and that's essence of it, like a real team there. Do you think it's because of that? Do you think it's like why someone else compared to what you're saying in that essence of it? Again, I'm a ThugBird all day, but I got to keep it real with everything in general.
yeah, dude. I mean,
What are the differences there?
it's different people. So for a super long time, I was like Frank, super online, like on, Twitter all day, kind of on spaces, love getting into spaces and talking to people. In fact, I still love it. Like, I still like talking to you on this podcast. Like, I love talking about this shit. Yeah, Coco. And
Go. I should have started that one off. Caw.
yeah, but yeah, dude, for me, it kind of just came to a point where it was like, man, I mean, do I want to keep on just talking to people on Twitter? Um, or do I want to really do something that's crazy? Like, don't ever want to just copy stuff or do something because someone else is doing something. ThugBirdz was a pioneering project, dude. It was like the first of its kind on Solana. And that's kind of my mindset. It's always kind of been that I'd rather not do something if it's just gonna be just like another thing. If I'm gonna do something, I'll firstly take time to figure out what I want to do. Because it's like the creative process, man. It's like I can't force something. I can't force an idea. I kind of have to let the waves flow me around to where it needs to go. And yeah, it's like that process takes a while. Um, but yeah, now we're finally narrowing down on like a path, and yeah, it's super optimistic for me. And so maybe one day I'll be back super online again if I want to. But yeah, dude, what happened was, to be honest with you, um, I left kind of the nest in early January this year. I left my home country, which I'd been in, and at that point, ThugBirdz was at a very high point. Um, and I had not met anyone in person yet, in the community. And so I started traveling. I went traveled to the US and did the Hacker House kind of tour around the States and met you and others. Um, and what I realized is, dude, I really love the real world. Like, I love meeting people. I love talking to them. I love going to eat with them. I love going, like, you know, spending time with people in real life. I'd always kind of been introverted, but now that I met so many cool people, I'm like, holy shit, I love these people. Like, I want to like spend time with them. Um, and so yeah, for me, it's been also just some time spending time with people in real life, being less on my devices. Like I only have one life. That's what I decided. Like, there's 2,000 people in the Discord. They all have their vision for what they want my life to be, and it's probably like slaving over a laptop 24/7 and juggling, and doing like the whole thing to keep a community entertained the way I had it for a while at first, and the way people like Frank and whatever have it now. It's like, you kind of have the attention of your community and they trust you, and everything you do, they kind of support. Um, so I was kind of riding that wave too for a while. But yeah, man, it's all kind of artificial. Um, at some point, you got to get down to making more value for your holders, and that process is hard, no matter what anyone says. It's not as easy as they think. Maybe some of them think it's easy because you can just pump a token, maybe, or do some clever tokenomics, whatever, and then it's like a short-term pump, and it looks super easy. But I think we've seen this bear market take the steam out of a lot of those kinds of initiatives. And yeah, at the end of the day, what stays kind of sustainable through bull and bear markets is you kind of have to build products that generate money. And that's the only way you're going to kind of build tangible value for, ThugBirdz holders. You have to make money somehow other than royalties. Um, so yeah, that
So
process has been
to
yeah, go
transition to I guess like that type of things, because I guess if people that are going to be listening in, like the ThugBird holders know, I was in it for like 5 minutes trying to listen in because I was out of work because I'm always fucking working. But they had the conversation with you, kind of like I was just saying. There was a, hey, we don't know what's going on with Bird. You know what I mean? We want to have the, I guess the contract change on the sense of the 45. I think it's the 45 to what 60 or 55. I could be wrong exactly on that because again, I'm not in the sense of it. But real question, as the owner of a project, and you have a lot of the DAO members, project members saying, hey, we want you out, because the people seeing the posts, everything like that. Realistically, bro, like how does that make you feel as a person? You know what I mean? Does that, make you pissed off in that way since of that? Because as far as I know, you still own, like, you're the owner of Discord. So if you wanted to, you could just fuck everything. Am I correct on that? Or like person to person wise, like how was that feeling? How did you, I guess, take that?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I used to have this need to be like liked. I think most people have this kind of need in them. Um, but yeah, I guess I was described as like a people pleaser by like my parents when I was growing up. Like I like to, like make people feel good or whatever. So that was, yeah, to me, went through a massive kind of personal uh journey when, you start seeing FUD and stuff about you online. And yeah, I went through crazy kind of I guess, yeah, went to crazy new places in my mind that I have not been before. Um, but yeah, did you start watching like videos about, people like successful in life, and they're always talking about like the haters. Then you can go like listen to rap and they're talking about guys who talk shit, right? And like, basically every rap song is about shooting like guys who talk shit or something is like pretty prevalent. Um, and that just made me realize like it's like um this just happens like if you are you achieve some level of success, you attract some level of criticism, and that's fine. You can let it break you. You can take everything personally, or you can just have like some spine and some trust in yourself. Like, dude, I know who I am, and like the people around me who know me know who I am. So I got nothing to hide. I'm like, I know I'm cool, and people like being around me, and I like being around people. So when people online, it's like they maybe feel like they know me, but they never like they don't know shit about me really. Um, and yeah, it's like that to me is just it gives me comfort that these opinions change as well. But at some point, people were super happy and like praising what I had done for ThugBirdz. So it's like you kind of have to not believe both of those. It's like not that good, nor am I that bad. It's just like I am just who I am. And yeah, dude, all I know is it can never rug as I don't give up, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever give up on ThugBirdz. So whatever anyone says, I don't really
So
give a fuck because like
the question I'll ask, because fucking everyone wants me to ask, bro. In general, was it ever a slow rug? Was it ever a rugged journal? Did you ever think it was going to be going for 3 months and going down the road? And then, like you said, like people like myself and the label and the Discord's like, whoa, do this, do this, do this. Like, did you think it was going to be going up to a year at this point? Or, again, devil's advocate on everything. Yeah, you can say, I'm going to keep on trying,
yes,
trying, trying.
yeah,
But for the people that say, oh, it's a slow rug, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, blah, 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 blah. Some people know, I guess you're working on some things in Fashion Week right now. Even some of the down wants to know, like, is that the reason why you think you're going to bring ThugBirdz back? Or, like I've told you, I'm probably going to post this in the next 2-3 days. But what is that reason that ThugBirdz are going to be popping on there? And then two, people doing deep diving on everything. Is it just women's fashion stuff? Because apparently the guy that's going to Fashion Week is pristine in leather. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Um, how did all that come about? Like, what are you up to? Because in a quick second, we'll get to this extent of people that don't know. ThugBirdz is one umbrella. ThugDao is another umbrella, but it's all under ThugBirdz in general. So what are you working on that you're hyped that I guess you can't tell about? Because again, I'll be real, man. Man, like I've been doing this almost a year as well, and max views is even with Brett FTX, we got like 300 views. So people take this for granted. So you could give the most alpha in the world, and 26 people are gonna watch. So what are you watching, or what are you making right now that you're confident enough to say, hey, everyone from the DAO, y'all are I love you, Dow. But bitching and complaining on, hey, fuck up, it's $200,000, but we need more royalties, X, Y, and Z. Why are you so confident that what you are making is gonna make ThugBirdz it in that essence of it? And what can you tell people that are interested on what is going on? Because I'll say this before you answer. I guarantee you, I've posted one before. People want to see ThugBirdz in general succeed. They might be iffy-ish on you, even the DAO, on the sense of, hey guys, it took 6 months, 8 months, to make a fucking website or this or that. So what are you working on that you are super excited about that you think is going to make ThugBirdz go to the next level, or just put you on the map? As in you, as in like ThugBirdz, but like make people believe again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the whole slow rug thing is like, to me, it's always been about long-term kind of thinking with these projects, or with, I mean, this particular project. So,
I gotta
you
ask.
know,
You said this particular project twice. You working some other stuff? You involved with other projects, or boy to boy, friend to friend? Not even. I guess technically, I guess we're not friends. Like we've met twice, but like again, you're fucking cool and everything. But like, why are people asking like that? Like, why? I guess are you working on other stuff right now, or is it just the fashion? Why say it like that?
well, no, I only work on one NFT project, ThugBirdz, but yeah, I was just referring to this particular NFT project.
Heard that. I gotta ask the dumb questions. I know people are gonna be mad. You might be like, "What the fuck, Gaddis?" But I gotta be that asshole and always ask the dumb questions. So
It's all good.
go
I
ahead.
mean,
You know what I
there's
mean?
like, obviously, yeah, it's like tempting, you can make just random NFT projects, you know how it works, but I've, kind of always stuck to um just trying to slow down and like think about long-term value for one project, and that's ThugBirdz. So yeah, I don't like, no matter what anyone has said about kind of my level of involvement or the work done or whatever. Um, I kind of don't care, because yeah, it took time for me to figure out like what the fuck was going on, and I took time, traveled all around the US, built up a crazy network of awesome people, um, all of which is coming in super clutch and valuable now. Now that we got a couple of more developments going for ThugBirdz, and so yeah, um, I think people are gonna just have to see what's coming up on the 28th of September. That'll be, I purposefully have not let out any information about this. I've kept it super under lock because, in the past there's been this kind of announcement or an announcement of an announcement. It builds up like some buzz or whatever, and I just said fuck that. Like, we just want to keep on producing stuff for ThugBirdz. Um, and yeah, I can't remember what the rest of your question was, but that was just my
Oh, you
response
get
to the
asked like
slow rag
27 questions in one. So
Sorry.
I'll remember myself in a quick question. Question I know people have wanted to ask.
Hmm.
Have you entangled your bird? Have you not entangled your bird? What are your thought processes on that? Are your birds entangled?
Are my birds entangled?
Yes, you can lie,
No,
you can tell the truth. You know what I mean? Like,
my birds are not entangled. My birds are still OGs, but it's because I'm not like trying to sell any of them. I don't give a fuck. So I'll keep them the way they are. If at any point I want to give them to people who want to sell them, then I'll do the entanglement on those, or I'll entangle them one shot. I don't care. For me, I've been upfront with the DAO. I said, off the royalties, and if in October everyone's still super bummed about everything, I'm cool to just give the DAO all the royalties. I don't want to fight with anyone. I want to make cool shit for ThugBirdz. I just want ThugBirdz to be the coolest. I think it is, just on like an aesthetic level. But now that we can add to the brand some fucking cool shit, I think people are gonna be pumped again to be associated with it. And
So
yeah,
you
dude,
say
just like yeah.
no. So you say the September 28th. I guess when stuff's gonna be happening. Again, people have been going through Instagram, going through the guys, stuff like that. Keep it real with you. Everything's gonna be right now is in, as far as I've seen, is Women's Fashion Week, which not a bad thing. I'm pretty damn sure if you look at stats and everything, we're
No,
gonna
I
spend
can
more
quickly
money
tell
on stuff
you
like that. Is it? Yeah, is it that?
on
Is it
what's going
unisex
on.
or like what can you tell us? I guess what's going on for
Yeah.
people that are like,
So
what the
I
fuck,
think
bro? You know what
you're
I mean?
referring to Matthias. So
Yes.
Mattia, he's like a South African. So I'm South African. The whole team around me is now South African, and this Matthias guy is South African too. Matthias is one of South Africa's kind of number one leather artisans, and he was invited to present something at Paris Fashion Week. And so 3 months ago, pretty much, through a random connection, him and I linked up, and basically was like, dude, this is much bigger than you think it is. This is like a huge deal, and he thinks we should team up to make a core streetwear um, leather kind of collection, high fashion couture kind of stuff for Paris Fashion Week. Um, and so yeah, that's what's been in development. We've been making a ton of content around the development of this streetwear line for Paris Fashion Week. It's something like 10 or 15 looks that has been created. But yeah, this is just one. This is our like first, I guess, collaboration. We plan on using this streetwear brand to do a lot of collaborative stuff. After we're using really this date, 30th. It's not the 28th anymore. It's the 30th of September. But we're using that date as kind of the launch pad of this broader set of things that we've been working on, because there'll be a lot of media coverage and stuff around the Paris Fashion Week stuff and what we're doing and how we're integrating NFTs into the fashion world and the associated stuff we've got uh, planned around it. So yeah, I really think that's going to be the start kind of um, our new kind of level of kind of putting work out for ThugBirdz. It's going to kind of reveal what is going down, and then everything can be kind of more transparent about what we've got planned and what we've got coming up. Then everything doesn't have to be so secretive. But yeah, for now, just kind of keeping things super low key and just focusing on the work and let the results kind of speak for themselves.
Are some of those things that are going to be in, I guess, Fashion Week going to be able to be sold for merch as far as, I guess, ThugBird holders? Or is it going to be like something in your vision of everyone in general can do it? Or how does this tie into that person on Discord that's talking about how the fuck is it helping me? You know what I mean? Like, how's up in the project? Like, how does that entail of it? Does it, you got one ThugBird, two ThugBirds, three ThugBirds, you get percentage off? Or is it just, hey, ThugBirdz in the brand and it's like that? Or as a holder,
Yeah, exactly.
how does that work?
Everything that I'm kind of coming up with is got a direct kind of, if you think about it logically, how do you increase the value of ThugBirdz in a non-Ponzi way? Like you have to create some value somewhere else and pour some of that value onto ThugBirdz. Um, and so yeah, dude, that's what we're doing. So you're right. Having a ThugBird in your wallet will give you cheaper like um access to some of the stuff. Some of the stuff will be given away on occasion. Um, like we'll do cool free drops for ThugBirdz holders, early access on a lot of stuff. Um, yeah,
Can you say what
if
type
there's
of
a token,
things? or like and then why did you choose to work with I think his name is Mathis, and I apologize if I mispronounced his name.
Yeah, Matthias. Yeah,
Matthias, I apologize.
yeah,
Why hook up with him? Is it someone you've known for a while? Someone you've randomly bought his, you know what I mean, apparel, and then lo and behold, you made up, ThugBirdz podcast, and then things aligned, and
yeah,
you're now
yeah.
talking with him. How did that come around, and why choosing with him?
So that was kind of crazy, dude. I just got an introduction to this guy through a mutual friend who's actually also on my team. Um, and this guy had kind of helped me make a bunch of stuff like puffer jackets. We made like 50 of these cool puffer jackets, and he made the intro to Matthias. And yeah, dude, it's kind of you'll see. We're gonna make like a podcast with him, and he'll be on camera, and you can see just and see who this character is. But he's one of the more interesting people I've met in my entire life. And listening to his kind of story and seeing his vision for this brand. I mean, he was like, dude, these shades, they can become the next kind of box logo. Like it's gonna be huge. And it was like something, that's like a kind of goal I set out is to become like the box logo of NFTs. ThugBirdz, the brand, or the supreme kind of, Web3 version somehow. And when he said that to me, that really struck out, or that really stuck out and resonated. And then I met him over, a couple of weeks again and again, and kind of gradually just became obvious to me that streetwear stuff is going to be a very sick thing for us to kick this whole thing off with. And it's inspired a lot of creative ideas and cool collaborations, and um, some exciting new, fresh, original shit for ThugBirdz. So yeah, dude, gonna just keep on pumping until end of September. Show everyone what we got coming up.
And then I guess question for people that I'm sure you're gonna want me to ask, as you the owner, you know what I mean? Because you said you're not gonna be entangling your bird.
Yeah.
Should people entangle? Should not people entangle? I've asked this on the Twitter Spaces. You know what I mean? Say some people entangle, some people don't. Is going to be the next Exiled Apes, aka Exiled Birds, and that essence of it, or um,
Mm, I
what are your
don't think
thoughts
so.
on
I think
entanglement? You again, like I want this spot. Of course, I want the Thugbirds to fucking fly and fucking big as shit, but I gotta ask the questions on everything. You know, everyone's gonna be asking, hey, why is the owner saying this? You got the DAO saying this. Like, what is your
no,
thoughts?
no,
What
no.
would you tell a person to say?
I think I would encourage people to do the entanglement. It'll, just on the back end side, side of things. Uh, it just the metadata is being corrected, which it should have been done a long time ago. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm not against entanglement at all, dude. I paid for the entanglement, so like I set it up. Um, it was like I don't know, $18,000 or something, and um, so yeah, I'm not against it. I encourage people to do it. I just haven't done it. I've been fucking too busy to worry about entangling my ThugBirdz. I know I'm not gonna sell them, so I know that doesn't really matter if I entangle them right now or in a couple of months. So I just think, yeah, I guess people should follow their heart, but it's really does not make much of a difference.
No, I heard that, and kind of like I said before, I'll start wrapping up soonish. Not quite yet. I got you 15 minutes like later, so I know it's like 2 a.m. for you, so I apologize. But like I said, I'm gonna be playing devil advocate on everything. So on the flip side, you know what I mean. I started this since you know what I mean. What like a fucking week or two after I got the Thug Bird. I hit up Sosa before the rug and everything else like that. Um, little things like that, which people might take for granted. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You sponsored half of the trip to Miami. You know what I mean. On it's kind of last essence of it. But I was also like, hey guys, like I'm from America. Like like last minute Miami shit is unless you're Birdman who just made a fucking killing or some other people are making killings. Like yo, fucking shit's money. So like you've sponsored some of that. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, literally that Saturday and the Miami Hacker House was
Bomb
literally a
threat.
bomb threat. You know what I mean? But there's literally this sense of where I remember Chico called me when I was eating hibachi with my buddy. He's like, "Hey, bro, you got a second?" I'm like, "What's good, bro?" "Yeah, you trying to have a podcast at the Miami Hacker House?" I'm like, "Come on, son. Are you kidding me? Like, the opportunity's there." So we made it up there. I met actually Austin there. I got a dope podcast interview coming up soon, which I know you don't know exactly about, but some people are. Actually, one person knows about, which I'm hype about. But like
Nice,
that,
Scotty.
yeah. I mean, listen, the views might not be there, but I'm just trying to take grinding because I mean I'll give you the sense of the thing. I've done Twitch, I've done YouTube shit like that, but like this when I first started, I wanted to have a difference make a difference in some way, and I've talked to some people that I never thought I would have the chance to. So I think you and the ThugBirdz, because like I told you, a couple months ago. Of course, my headphones just went out. But a couple months ago, like I was like, yeah, people enjoy the ThugBird podcast, but they're coming on the podcast because of the name ThugBirdz. But having the opportunity to talk to Brett FTX, John Lay from before he got in there, DJ Poe before stuff's blowing up, Sunny Digital, you know what I mean, and things like that. Like the opportunity on there has been absolutely amazing on that. So that's, I mean, shit, I could be that person. I could have sold my ThugBird at, 120 if I was smart in the crypto things and bought my ThugBird back 16 times back. But, you know what I mean? Call it petty or whatever, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, this is my first in that essence of it, and I get the opportunity to try and educate to an extent some people, because again, like this type of stuff, I don't know if you remember, but I told you before, because we've had 3-4 different other teams in general, and most consistent on everything. But like I've always told you before, hey, even if you were like, hey, Gaddis, like I love you to death, but the podcast just ain't working, like I would still be doing this stuff because I enjoy doing this stuff, you know what I mean? So again, I always appreciate you for coming on, taking some time out of your life. Of course, the late nights because you're a late night person, but with, I guess, the stuff that you are working on, again, I guess you can't tell everything on that one, but why should people trust the ThugBirdz again? Why should people?
The thing is, they don't have to. That's the whole point. Is like they don't have to trust.
Why trust? And of course, my headphones going out, so fuck me, right? But all right, it should be good. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, hello?
Yes, you can't hear me. Can you hear me?
We should be good.
Can you hear me? Hello? Go.
All right, so those 26 questions I just asked you, do you remember any of those?
Yeah, no, I don't know what you just asked. I forgot.
Gucci.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. My headphones are fucking up on that one, but I guess I was saying, why should people honestly?
Yeah.
Trust you in that sense of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, why after
Yeah,
you?
the cool thing, the thing is they don't have to. That's why I told Terps, like, bro, it's like I'll put my bird on the block, It's like just in, I don't know, 8 weeks. It's end of September, and then at that point, if it's still like, yo, we hate you, whatever, then it's like, but I think people will be sufficiently fucking pumped at the end of September. So yeah, we'll see. That's why I don't want to. I know there's like trust has been kind of lost in what used to be there, to some extent has been lost, which is fine. Can work trust, trust can be worked back and earned again. So yeah, people kind of can just wait and see. They don't need to trust anything I say or anything like that. Can just wait and see for themselves.
I heard that. Um, what is one of the most things you're, I guess, excited about on the future? Is it proving everything and everyone wrong? But like, listen, thank you, community. I love y'all. But like, you should have trusted me, top order, like stuff like that. Like, what are you excited about on there? Because the Mateo, I think that's how you said his name is. Like said, I
Yeah,
think that's what a
Matthias.
lot of
Yeah,
holders are, I guess, agreeing and thinking as well in the sense of like ThugBirdz does have that brand just in the sense of like thug life. Like everyone knows what it is to an extent, like the shades coming down, everything in that nature of it. So I think people are one, of course, emotionally attached to their bags because it doesn't matter where they bought. It doesn't matter if it was one soul, two soul, three soul, or 120 soul. You know, people are of course emotionally attached to the bag. But I also think probably how you know as well, and like how he knows and other people know is like this does have a sense where it could be fucking huge, and you know what I mean, like huge in the sense of you probably Gucci now, but you be Gucci. You know, your brand's going to fucking another level, things like that. So I think that's why people are want and are hoping, and I think that's why there's still like 2,000, like 2,500 holders, you know, things like that. Yeah, of course, people could have different wallets and that essence of it, but I think people want the ThugBirdz to succeed, but they're also worried about, hey, is Thug the boy that's crying wolf that's saying, hey, you know what I mean, on I love my numbers to the 222 or this, things like that. So I am curious, you know what I mean, in the sense of what can happen because, I mean, we'll be with it. If you were slow working it, there's some sales. I'm sure you're making some stuff, but it ain't no like craziness. You know what I mean? As far as I know, you still, like I said before the podcast started, like you own the rights to the Discord, so you could fucking deuce to everyone on that essence of it. Like even when the hack happened on Slope, you know what I mean? It was randomly, hey, Thug hasn't been here in a minute, he hasn't posted anything, but hey guys, check your wallet. So like there is still good with you. Like people even if people want to bitch and stuff like that, but like again, like I said, vice versa, you know. You gave what other I guess what owner has gave their DAO again the $200,000 at the time, which correct me if I'm wrong, that kind of happened because back I forgot what fucking episode it was, but when the whole DAO was like, oh, we want us to do this, you gave them that money, which yeah, right now of course Soul's down and it's a lot lower in that essence of it, but that ain't on you. You know that's on the DAO's part of it. So, um, do you work? I guess do you still communicate with the DAO? Like I know, I guess you kind of said it beforehand in the start. You still talk to Terps, things in that essence of it. How do you see you and the DAO's relationship in general?
yeah. I mean, I think um, I'd want to support the DAO as much as I can. I told Terps that part of our mission is to stock the DAO treasury up more going into the future. So producing, more value and kind of trying to find cool initiatives to get more money into the DAO treasury. Um, and I'm a big supporter of them. I think they're all doing great things, and I wish them the best. For me, as an individual, just my personality type, I cannot function in a DAO environment. I need kind of close proximity team around me and super intense work. That kind of is the only way for me to stay focused. Because yeah, if I'm just in a room on my own on my computer, it's too dangerous. I'll get distracted. There's too much interesting shit on the internet that I can kind of scroll through and try and learn about, and at the end of the day, you don't get shit done. So now I have people, holding me accountable. I'm holding people accountable. There's a real team spirit and a collective effort to um, build things of value. And yeah, man, I'm
Which I'm gonna wrap it up here quick, but like, what are the things I guess that you're working on? Because I feel like a dick because I'm asking these questions, but I gotta ask the questions that everyone's gonna ask for. Things like, got it, bro. You fucking dick riding, bro. Well, you know what? Fuck everyone who's saying that because I ain't dick riding shit. So, what things are of value? Yeah, I'll keep it real with everything. People don't know in the very first podcast ever, literally with you and everyone, I asked you if you were fucking rugged. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with fucking everything. Even if my bag goes to zero, I'd rather my bag go to zero and someone else, another Gaddis Junior, spend their fucking $3,000 or fucking $400, and they could have done something else. So I want to be the good guy, which of course good guys always finish last. So fuck all you bad guys. That means I'm mediocre.
fuck all the bad guys. Fuck all of them.
So I guess what else are y'all working on? What type of value are you bringing to the ThugBirdz other than the merch? Is it other merch? Is it just G strings or banana hammocks or what are we working on, bro?
No.
Other than the merch, are there other type of incomes? Because you are right. I've talked to a lot of people. They're talking about, hey, we need more sorts of incomes because royalties are one thing, but that only gets you so far unless you're
like for us the money maker was never a streetwear brand. That's not something we particularly think is a smart business to go into. However, you do see a lot of cool ways fashion and NFTs are going to be integrated in the future, and you're already seeing it. Like Gucci's accepting like Ep.coin, and a lot of the high-end luxury kind of brands are starting to accept crypto payments and become more metaverse. That word kind of annoys me, metaverse, but like, yeah, they get into the metaverse.
In the metaverse, bro.
And
Come on, dog.
yeah, bro. And yeah, so you're starting to see it, and that's really where I think we'll be innovating. I think beyond streetwear, there's going to be a platform that we got coming out. And yeah, in general, my kind of mission in life right now is to build NFT, so like technology around NFTs, but not art related, not PFP related. Looking at NFTs, the underlying technology, like what is this technology really powerful for? How is this going to be used one day? And a lot of the use cases you've heard of, like proof of ownership, kind of selling stuff as NFTs that you can redeem that for real shit. Kind of like different use cases, man, like ticketing, like kind of like loyalty rewards points, or as tokens, stuff like that. So yeah, I think a lot of what we got coming out is just going to be a set of Web3 tools and products and services and things that are going to be generating revenue in non-Ponzi ways. That's always kind of been what I've been against, just launching random token that has no value. Just on, we nearly did that with the whole bread saga. We got so close to doing it, but I put my foot down at the end and kind of stopped that. And yeah, I'm glad we did that, man. Now we don't have to worry about sustaining like a multi-million supply token. It's like, yeah, we have some ways, you can, depends on how you look at ThugBirdz. You can look at it in a negative way, or you can look at it in a super positive way. It's like super cheap to get in right now. It's an awesome community that's left over. That's kind of the true believers in there now. And yeah, I really think it's the start of something cool, and a brand that the birds would be proud to be a part of. So yes.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
I guess kind of question is, because I got you right about an hour on this one. Again, it's about 2:30, I think, where you're at. Maybe 1:30. I forgot exactly. So again, appreciate you for staying up. But I was told to ask someone want to ask us about the validator, the Thug validator. Is that what's going on with that? I guess why people have told me to ask you about that. Is the Thug Validator still a thing? Is that, I don't know, contracted in something else,
Yeah,
or
it's
what's
still
up
a
with the
thing. It's still a
Validator?
thing. It's still a thing. I mean, it's managed by Genesis Guys. It has been for about a year. And yeah, there's recently been this company that's approached Shakudo or whatever. Uh, I think they're the Rakudos, same NFT, that NFT that just launched tied to that kind of project. And they run a validator at half the cost that we're currently doing it at. So I guess we'll maybe switch over to them. It's just been pretty busy, so yeah, it's like on the list of things that I need to get to. But yeah, at some point we might just change the provider. But yeah, the ThugDao validator is still a thing. Stake your soul, secure the network.
Heard
Oh,
that secure. My boy sound tired as shit. He said, secure the soul.
and dude,
Come um, I
I'm
guess the
not
last.
I'm not a late night DJ anymore, dude. I'm getting sleep
What?
these days.
I kidding. Last time we had this interview, it was like to like 2:30 in the morning, and I had to tell you,
I
bro, I
know,
had to wrap it
bro.
up because my ass going to work, bro. I ain't the DJing like y'all, everyone else is. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I guess
sorry
with
for
the
sounding a little
last
bit
question,
tired.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One, did you see ThugBirdz when you made it what it is at this point, where it is now? Like, what's been consistent on like your mental vision on how it was gonna be, and then two, because I know some of that has changed. Two, what are you looking forward to in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, and what happens if on the 30th it's not what you think? If
Yeah, so
hopefully I'm not wrong.
the vision has kind of always been this feeling. I did not really know exactly what it was, but the main thing that's kind of been crazy over these last 3 months has been this feeling has kind of been getting reaffirmed and getting more solidified that what we're doing now has been what ThugBirdz was always going to be. So yeah, in some way, I feel like we've kind of gotten to the point where we're really doing what we should be doing for ThugBirdz. Um, the other question was, um, sorry, I can't remember. What was your next question? The vision hasn't really changed. It's still the same. Um, but yeah, now we're finally at a point where we can start executing. What I'm excited about, obviously, in the next month, 2 months, 3 months is going to be the run up to Paris Fashion Week, getting to the birds to see, get an inside look into what we've been doing. There's a lot more content planned for the next coming weeks, and people will start slowly seeing like what's coming, what's going down. I'm excited for post Paris Fashion Week. That's going to be a lot of interesting times and fun things going down. Gonna get a lot of cool influences back on the ThugBirdz train. Real life influences, not Twitter influences, CT influences. Um, yeah, dude, start growing the ThugBirdz brand, also beyond just the original 333 NFTs or 3333. And see with the DAO, see how we can continue working with them and how we can help them, how the DAO can become stronger and stronger. Um, yeah, dude, really just try and turn ThugBirdz back into a super positive environment, somewhere artists can come and join and kind of have this community of like-minded people around them who are chill and who are kind of just don't give a fuck of what anyone thinks. I think that's always been the ThugBirdz spirit. So yeah,
No, 100%, man. At least when I first got into it, it was a vibe and a half. I didn't give a damn about the other shit. It was just a vibe. So hopefully the vibe will be. It's still there, but it ain't exactly it. But like I said, like people want to succeed. So I guess last question again. I don't want to ask any question that's gonna fucking harm ThugBirdz and that essence of it. But I'm gonna ask all the questions that everyone wants me to ask. Are there any burned bridges from like the influence we've I guess had in the past in the sense of the Taylor gangs to maybe not Gunna and Thug and every else because you can't do some things about them. But like, are there any ways? Really, do you still have a contact to reach out to them in that essence of it? And again, this is the internet, so someone might be like, "Oh, clip this shit," blah 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 blah, whatever. Are there still connections in the essence of it, or for the OGs that know that we've had the Wizzes, like the big people around, like? Is there something, or is that just a thing at the time? They were like, "Hey, we're accepted it because of X, Y, and Z," or are those connections still a connection, or what's up with those?
I mean, I've not been particularly in contact with any of the people since the initial kind of uh, promotional post on Twitter that we did with some rappers and stuff. I mean, what you realize about that world of influencers and rappers and stuff is it's like you can just pay anyone and they post whatever you want. So, including Shaq, including whoever, like you think is like people like Steve Harvey's got an SMB. Like what? Like no, he doesn't. Like Steve Harvey's like on TV and not chilling on Discord and like.
I want to ask, bro, but I feel bad for asking. You know what I mean? But you don't have to say it. But you're an owner of a project. You know what I mean? For the people that aren't project owners, and not saying that Steve Harvey or the Wiz Khalifa's or these things like that. Keeping it 100 as fuck. How easy is it? Something like that? Is it a 10,000, 20,000, 5,000 fucking a shout out like things like that? How
One thing that I never wanted to do was pay. So for me, it was always about giving them birds. So generally, what it was is like an honorary bird plus one floor ThugBird. That was the deal. And yeah, that was cool, dude. It's like I feel comfortable making that trade. And yeah, but I never paid for that shit. I think if you had to pay, I think I remember I was at a restaurant in LA and Mike Tyson was there and we spoke to his management about getting, because dude, Mike is perfect. He's like the pigeon guy. So it's like, and he's a fucking thug. So,
I gotta
but
ask.
yeah, it was like
Is that
30K for a.
is that why you dropped his
for
name that one time? Because between me and you, you dropped the name between me and you one time like a couple months ago. Is that why like people are always down for the money, or like what? I guess you were gonna explain it again.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
what was it?
Yeah, it's money, dude. It's like one Twitter post is 30K. So it's like I don't know. I don't think that's a great spend of $30,000. Because the celebrity post, it's like, oh wow, 30 minutes, everyone forgets about it, and it's like it's not a big thing. Um, it doesn't necessarily
Hey, no yawning. No, I'm not
drive.
that boring now. Come on, son. Come on, son.
Sorry. I
Listen, chill,
apologize. I
bro.
apologize.
It might be 3 in the
I
morning. You gotta stay
apologize.
up. I'm fucking with you.
I apologize. But yeah, it's a bit of a fugazi, all the celebs.
I heard that. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna wrap it up. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. I'll ask you while we're live in that essence of it. Maybe in a week or two, you know what I mean? We'll maybe hop on a Twitter space. I'll kind of handle it how it is now, and of
I'm
course,
down for that. I'm down for that.
some people are gonna want to rave you to death, but you know what I mean. Your boy got it, still got it. So, I guess kind of last kind of question in general. We've gone over a lot of stuff. You've been again, very I guess real with just staying with me and talking because I've hit you up a couple of times being like, hey, I don't want to annoy you, but at the same time, you know what I want the ThugBirdz podcast to be, something that's actually beneficial to people in general. So, is there anything that I guess you want people to know either about yourself or something that that people are getting a certain thought about you or the project that you want people to know about, or anything we haven't talked about that you want people to know about in general?
Yeah, like I just want people to know I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm sleeping well. I've got a little dog.
Oh, what type?
I'm working. It's like a little greyhound. Um,
Okay.
name's
You
Apollo.
racing that for
Apollo.
money? 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, or like 4 Sol?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, gotta get this guy to start racing. Still young. But yeah, so I'm good. I'm working hard. The team around me is really cool. We might be moving all together to Portugal, where we're gonna be setting up base. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting next, I don't know, 4 months of this year. It's already August, dude. It's crazy. Before we know it, this
Yeah.
year's done. And yeah. Check out Core Streetwear, check out ThugBirdz, check out Hatch Labs. These three things will be starting to post a lot more content in the next weeks. And people will slowly see and connect the dots and kind of be along the journey with us, which is going to be cool. So yeah, I appreciate
Hell
you,
yeah.
Gaddis. Thanks for having me on, man.
Nah, 100%, man. You know, when I'm put that little jab in there. Listen, if you got any guests you want to come on the podcast, bring them on my way, bro. You're more than welcome to come on as well.
Yeah, I'll
And
send them. I'll
I
send them.
might hit you up on the podcast I'm working on, but I'm definitely gonna make your ass call, and I'm gonna make the other person call, and hopefully they don't leave after making call, because I'm hype about this one, bro. Like, let's just say, Dizzy, you the fucking man still, big dog. But on that note, I'll hit you up in general. We'll see what's going on with the Twitter Spaces. I'd say probably a week in general, something like that, depending if you're going some crazy shit, because you know how Twitter is. I'm sure everyone's going to want to rip this shit apart. But at the same time, I appreciate you coming on and just showing some love and just being on it, because, you know, some people I'm sure are going to be like, oh, what the fuck, bro? But at the same time, you're here and you're talking. So 100% appreciate it. On that note,
I'll be back. I'll be back in the Discord and stuff at some point. And more on Twitter Spaces and stuff. We'll be reconnecting. For now, I just gotta focus on the goal at hand. Stay focused. So yeah, I appreciate it.
100%. Last question, because I might end on a banger. October 1st. Are you shutting down the whole Discord? Are you rugging everyone?
No.
Okay, that's cool.
That's not.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? See, I gotta ask you, because literally the people don't understand. Like, I'm gonna be asking all these people that come on. The first question. Hey, how you doing? Are you rugging? People can be like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Are you rugging?
Fuck, bro. What's good, dog? All right, but on that note, Bird, again, man, I'm gonna let you go to sleep, do whatever you're doing. It's 2:30 in the morning. I do appreciate it. Can I get a call real quick? My microphones and everything's going in and out, but can I get a call from you?
Go.
There you go. Stick around for a quick second. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But again, man, I do appreciate the love, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this, from talking with you and talking to the people that I've talked to in general, because I'm a regular average ass Joe, and I've talked to some fucking amazing people. So,
yeah, bro.
I appreciate the opportunity in general, and then
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, big dog. Stick around. I'll be right back. But one last time. Be right back, bro. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, it is your boy, Gaddis Status, a.k.a. Gaddis TV. Thank you again for coming in, tuning in, showing some love. Episode 97 up in the mix. One more time. If you're not already, go ahead and follow on ThugBirdz, ThugDao, ThugPod. We are live on YouTube, Spotify, just about every streaming platform there is. So until next time, y'all, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive. And as always, y'all, caw-caw!